The kingdom of God is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field. And that seed grew and became a mighty tree, so much so that all the birds of the air came to take their shade under it. Welcome to License to Succeed, where we're focused on God's will for success and God's way for accomplishing it. As we often say on this channel, your success, the output of it, the evidence of it, is not just by the output, either in quantity or quality, but also by how it was achieved. The how is as important, if not more important, than the product itself. That's why we look at God's way and God's will for success. And they say, what is worth doing at all? Is worth doing well. So if you want to succeed, why not do it well? Today, I want to speak to us very briefly to remind us of something that is so important in this pursuit of success. And that's the fact. Think about it. Can you really afford to fail? Can you afford to fail? All right. Well, I can answer that for you by saying you can't afford to fail. You can't afford to fail. You know something? Life is about choices. What we realize in life is tied directly to the choices that we make in life. If we make the right choices, then we position ourselves for great outcomes. If we make the wrong choices, then we also have to live with them and the bad outcomes that they produce. All right? So there are choices to be made. There's a choice to succeed, and there's a choice to fail. Now, the choice to fail is not often consciously made. I guess it's safe to say that it's made inadvertently. Whether you fail or you succeed, whether you tried, you made efforts and all of that, if you still fail, invariably you made a choice to fail. Well, I have once spoken on the subject that you have no excuse to fail. So you may want to check that video. But today I'm asking you, can you really afford to fail? I'm sure you wouldn't consciously make a choice to fail. But whether consciously or inadvertently, if you fail, you made a choice. Can you afford to fail? And I want us to answer that question very quickly. From that parable that I spoke, is a parable that Jesus spoke, very instructive. Matthew 13, verses 31 and 32. Says, a man took a mustard seed. It is known to be the smallest of all seeds, and planted it in his vineyard. And it grew to become a massive tree, so massive that the birds of the air came to take shade under it. All right? There's something significant about that. There's a message in that you and I can't afford to fail. You know one reason we can't? Whatever we have been given, and suddenly you and I have at least a mustard seed size of talent. All right? At least a mustard seed size of talent that we have been given to use in life in order to succeed. All right? Now, don't play down on that mustard seed. Don't be deceived by the size. Don't think that your skill, your talent, your endowment does not compare, is not as prominent, is not as potent, is not as big as those of others. That's not what matters. It may look insignificant, it may seem like nothing, all right, to others, maybe even to you, but learn from this parable that it may be the smallest seed, like the mustard seed, but it can produce a great tree. And you need to engage it. You need to take steps to produce that tree out of that your gift, out of that your talent. You need, all right, to be the instrument for bringing the tree out of the mustard seed. Why? Because there are birds that are waiting to take their shade under that tree. Your inability, your neglect, your refusal to use that mustard seed talent that you have been given is a choice that you have made to fail. And guess what? You are depriving the birds of the air who are waiting to come and take shade under your tree. Can you afford to fail? So success or failure is not about you. All right? It's about those who are supposed to benefit from your use of your talent for the purpose for which it was given. The seed, the mustard seed, is given for a purpose to produce mustard, all right, fruits through the tree. And who is going to make it happen? You, the one who owns it. You have to be the one to take the seed to plant it in your own vineyard. If you don't, look at what you are doing. You are disappointing, who knows, many others. They may be thousands, they may be in their millions. They are waiting for your tree to come alive. They are waiting for you to take responsibility and use your mustard seed. They are waiting for you to use your gift. They are waiting for you to take steps to pursue that endeavor. Because everything that you are truly called to do, all right, is intended to be a blessing to others, not just you. It is in blessing others that you become blessed. What a huge responsibility. What a unique responsibility. What a profound responsibility. What a weight of a responsibility. What a privilege of a responsibility to imagine that people's comfort, of well-being, people's progress is tied to what I do and whether I'm successful at the use of my talent or not. I can't afford to fail. Lives are dependent on your success. You can't afford to fail. I can't afford to fail. That choice has to be made and taken seriously, not casually. Certainly not casually. And I believe the reason Jesus told that mustard seed story is because it's the smallest of all seeds. You can play down its significance. As many of us are playing down on the significance of the talent that we have been given, of the opportunities that have been presented to us. We are playing down on them. We think it doesn't mean anything. We think it's not as weighty, it's not as attractive, it's not as compelling as those of others. We are engaging in comparisons that are undermining our ability to take steps. If you are like that woman who went and said, to a man of God, I don't have anything in the house and I'm indebted. My husband left me with huge debt. They are coming to take my children. If you are like that woman, The prophet said, do you have anything? What do you have in your house? She said, I don't have anything in my house. Is that so? Why not check again? Oh, I have a jar of oil. Why did she suddenly remember? Because she didn't take the jar of oil to mean anything. She didn't attribute any value to it. She didn't know that the solution to her issues, and far more, was already in her hands. That's the challenge with many of us. We don't know that we have something that has been given to us. It's in our possession already, and we are not stranded. We have just not identified or given the right recognition to what has been put in our hands, whether it's a skill, whether it's some vocation, whatever it is, whether it's even some little money. You'll be shocked what it can do. That woman's small, seemingly useless jar of oil that she didn't give any regard became, it generated such a flow that she was able to pay off her debt, and she was able to live the rest of her life a merchant in that area. You can't afford to fail. There is enough that has been given to you. Take the responsibility to search for it, to identify it. Convince yourself that you have a jar of oil somewhere. If you could locate it and receive guidance on how to use it, success will not be far-fetched, just like that woman. And all the people who are waiting to be blessed by you being successful through the use of your gift, of your talent, of your skill, of your knowledge, their hopes, their expectations will not be cut off. You and I may have a choice whether to succeed or not. And I know that we will not make that choice, all right, carelessly. Everybody wants to succeed, although not everybody knows what success truly means. But let's assume for now that you know what success means, that you want to succeed. Whether or not you have made the choice to succeed will be determined by whether you realize success. If you don't realize success, and success in our own context, which is fulfilling the purpose of God for you, for what he has put in your hands, then you made a choice, not consciously, not directly, but inadvertently, all right, for something different. And you must still take responsibility for it. But for the sake of those who are waiting for you to succeed, who are going to be blessed, whose lives are going to change by your success, those who are coming to take shade under the mustard tree that your efforts produce, for their sake, you can't afford to fail. Think about that. And that's what I have for you today. It's still about the fact that you are licensed to succeed. All right? And these are the ways of God. These are the thoughts of God. These are elements of the wisdom of God concerning success. And nothing is more fulfilling than succeeding according to God's will and succeeding according to God's way. My name remains Olatunji Sobodu. And see you again on Thursday when I will be speaking on something else. No, see you again on Friday, actually. Friday, we meet Tuesdays and Fridays. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. If this has been a blessing to you, share with others and be a blessing to others as well. All right, till I come again on Friday, thank you for joining today. God bless you and enjoy a wonderful week. Enjoy a wonderful week. Bye-bye.